Welcome guys, welcome to Heroes Watch, a weekly video series chronicling the week's rotational heroes, sales, and going ons in Heroes of the Storm. With this, Rexxar has just been released for Heroes. It's an exciting week. Let's go through the sales on this week's store. So, we have Rexxar first off, new hero, featured bundles, the Frostlord Rexxar bundle. It comes with Rexxar and also the Frostlord Rexxar skin for $16.95 Australian dollars. Secondly, on sale this week is Rehgar, a melee support character. You can pick him up for $5.47 Australian at half price. Exact same with his epic skin, the Iron Claw Rehgar skin, $4.87. The Lunar Tiger is getting retired at the end of this week, so please pick this up if you want it. It's $6.47. It is getting taken off the store on September 15th. Also leaving the store on September 15th is the Doombreaker bundle. This carries Thrall, Sergeant Hammer, and the Earthbreaker Thrall, and the Sergeant Doomhammer skin. This $37.35 AUD is getting taken off the end of this week.
The ancients watch over us.
Also retiring will be the Domination bundle with Kerrigan, Diablo, Chen, Uther, and Gazlo,
is the instrument.
and also the Conquest bundle. If you want these, please pick them up before September 15th. They are being replaced by new bundles. Okay, let us move on to the playable heroes in rotation this week. Please remember, these builds are something I've come up with. I am no expert player, I am a novice player, but they are effective to me and I believe they're quite cool. We have Brightwing, Diablo, Malfurion, Stiches, Valla. At level 12 you unlock Sylvanas, and level 15 Zeratul. And remember guys, my own builds, my opinions, they may clash with yours. Just play them out, see if they work with you. These are for novice and new players. Start off with Brightwing. Brightwing is a support character, range support, difficulty apparently hard, so it might be a bit hard to get into, but this is going to be a build that should be pretty easy for you to access, so let's see what we've got. Ability wise, we have Arcane Flare. It does 91 damage in a small area and 48 damage in a larger area, so it's a little aimed attack there. Second, Polymorph. Target is slowed by 20% movement speed and cannot attack and silence, making them unable to use abilities for 1.5. Pixie Dust increases target movement speed by 20% and gains 2 charges of block. Heroic ability at level 10. Soothing Mist is the trait. Brightwing heals nearby allies for 39 seconds every 4 seconds. Can be extremely powerful. Now we're going to be choosing a shielding utility build. I find this very good for quick match. It's not a straight up healing build, but shields do save lives. Ooh, I forgot to talk about phase shift. We're choosing hyper shift here, so every time you heal a hero with Soothing Mist, you reduce the cooldown of phase shift by 2 seconds. Now, what is phase shift? Phase shift is Brightwing's mounting ability. What it does is it teleports you to a nearby player. This can be used as a get get them out of trouble, or you can even use it on heroes who are back in the lane to get yourself out of trouble. So let's have a look at it here. So phase shift, womp. There we are, Malfurion. Hey, buddy.
Choose a talent.
So that reduces the cooldown of that. Now for our second talent, we're going to be at level 4. We're going to be choosing Peekaboo. Now Peekaboo phase shift reveals a large area around them and all enemies in it. This is great. This can get those crazy stealthies. Now we're going to be choosing Phase Shield. So what Phase Shield does, it gives the target a shield upon arrival. A 1200 point shield for 20 seconds? That's pretty damn impressive. For our heroic, we're going to be choosing Blink Heal. Blinks to a nearby ally, and you can heal them for 448. You can do this twice. This holds 2 charges. Hello, Malfurion. There you are, buddy. Wham! There's our phase shift. There's the shield. Look at that orange bar. That's the duration. 20 seconds. That's pretty damn crazy. We're going to be choosing Shield Dust. So Pixie Dust reduces the ability damage by 50%. There we go. Another little orange bar. We're choosing Polymorph. And for our last talent, we're going to be choosing Rewind. Now, Rewind lets you use your abilities twice, basically. Any basic abilities you use, not including heroics, if they're on cooldown and you hit the Rewind button, everything will be off cooldown again, allowing you to burst, heal pretty damn quickly. So, there we go. Resets. So that is Brightwing, an extremely fun utility character, throwing out shields everywhere in the middle of team fights, polymorphing your opponents, healing. It's great fun. Now we move on to our second hero, Diablo, melee warrior, the Lord of Terror. Now Diablo is, I feel, outclassed by a lot of other warriors in the game, but he can be extremely fun to play. Now, his ability's got Shadow Charge. He charges an enemy, dealing 46 damage and stunning them for 0.5 of a second. If the enemy collides with terrain, so if they run into a wall, they're stunned for 0.75 seconds instead. Second ability is Fire Stomp. It unleashes fire waves in all directions to deal 30 damage each. Overpower grabs the target and slams it behind Diablo, dealing 40 damage and stunning it for 0.25 of a second. Combined with Charge can be very handy. He's got two heroics. Apocalypse, which makes runes on the ground. They explode after 1.5 seconds, and they do 100 damage and they stun them. Now, his second ability is Lightning Breath, so he becomes unstoppable, channeling lightning that deals 320 damage over 4 seconds. Changes with the way your mouse is. I feel Lightning Breath is more powerful at the moment, because the runes can be got out of pretty easy. His trait is Black Soulstone. He gains 10 souls per hero killed, or 1 per minion. For each soul, he gains 0.15% maximum health. If you have 100 souls upon dying, you resurrect in 5 seconds to lose 100 souls. Very, very handy in getting back into a team fight. Now let's have a look at the build, shall we? Now Diablo can be a bit tanky, but he can also do some pretty nice damage. So I'm going to be building sort of a tanky damage build here. Now to start off with, we're going to be looking at Soul Feast. So our Black Soulstone increases health regen by 3% per soul. So we're going to have some pretty high regen when not in combat here. Secondly, we're going to be going to Fire Devil. So Fire Stomp surrounds you in flames, dealing 50 damage per second for 6 seconds. Now we're going to be choosing for our level 7 talent, get back a little there, Soul Steal. So increases the amount of health gain from Black Soulstone by 66%. So we're starting to get a lot of health and regen going here. For our heroic, we're going to be choosing Lightning Breath. And then for our 13, we're going to be choosing Fire Stomp. So the waves that we cast out return, dealing 125% damage. Imposing Presence is going to be our next one. Enemies attack you have their attack speed slowed by 40%. And for our last one, Lord of Terror. Activate to steal 10% of maximum health of nearby enemy heroes. This can be crazy in a team fight. So let's have a look what we've got here. Arthas is running for the hills. He sees the Lord of Terror coming. So we've got our Fire Stomp, and the cool thing, it comes back. Got the Charge. And also we've got the Grip, so that pulls him, throws him behind us. Lightning Breath gets out. So that's Diablo's abilities. Diablo's an extremely fun character, very straightforward to play. Next up we have Stiches in this week's rotation. Stiches is an abomination from the Warcraft series. Again, overshadowed by recent warriors, but still quite cool. His Q ability is the Fish Hook, so he throws out his hook, hits them, dealing 40 damage, and then pulling them in, letting your team get some more damage on an escaping hero. His second ability is Slam. This does 55 damage to enemies within the target. It's a big cone attack, quite cool. This E ability is Devour. This is what my build is based upon. This is great. It deals 300 damage to minions or 50 damage to heroes. It restores 20% of your maximum health. Quite helpful. Putrid Bile is his heroic. It emits bile that deals 20 damage per second to enemies and slowing them by 35%. You get 20% movement speed while throwing up everywhere. It lasts for 8 seconds. Can be used as an escape as well. Gorge, Consume an enemy hero, trapping them for 3.5 seconds. When Gorge ends, the enemy hero takes 100 damage. The trapped hero cannot move or act. They don't take damages from other sources. Stiches' movement is reduced by 15% while an enemy is gorged. I don't think that's quite good. Vile Gas. When damaged, Stiches emits a gas cloud, persists for 4 seconds. Enemies who enter it are poisoned and damaged by 10 per second for 3 seconds. So that's Stiches' toolset. Let's have a look at what his build's like. start off with, we're going to be choosing Chew Your Food. Using Devour heals you for 10% of your max health over 3 seconds. So it already restores 20%, now we're going to be getting 30%. Second ability we're going to be choosing at level 4 is Amplified Healing. This increases regen effects and all healing received by 30%, which works with Devour, so you're going to be crazy health refund. Level 7, we're going to be picking Tenderizer. Now, this makes your basic attack slow enemies by 25% for 1.5 seconds.
Choose a talent.
Our heroic, we're going to be choosing Putrid Bile. This is my choice of talent for this build. 13, we're choosing Relentless, so duration of silences, stuns, slows, and roots is reduced by 50% against us. Quite good, getting out of there. We're going to be extending the range of our Fishhook by an additional 40%. And then we're going to be choosing our Hardened Shield, which we reduce damage by 75% for 4 seconds. So let's get some minions in here. Let's have a look at this healing. Let's go up to these towers, take some damage. Oh yeah, look at the clouds. So those clouds are Stiches' trait. When he gets damaged, anything in those little clouds there will start taking poison damage. So let's get some minions on. Here they come. There's Arthur's. Hey, Arthur's buddy. Get that. Oh, mouth healed me. But there we go. See, we're up to full health. Quite good. Putrid Bile. Let's cover, run him around. So that's going to slow him down. He's going to be taking damage while standing in it. Quite cool. That's the slam, the cone attack. So that's Stiches. There's not much to him. You've got to be very careful not to overextend with him. While he is a warrior and he sort of is a tank, he's not super tanky. If he gets focused down by a group, he's gonna burn quickly. So here we go. Let's get some Devour. Again, watch this health regen. Boom. Pretty good. It does have quite a long cooldown of 20 seconds though, so be wary of that. Next up on rotation, we have our first assassin hero, Valla. Valla is the demon hunter from Diablo 3. She has a crazy number of builds, from high AoE, lane push builds to hero assassin builds. She's quite good in nearly any team if played right. Let's have a look at her abilities. We're going to be focusing on an assassin build for taking on those tanky heroes. The first ability Q is Hungering Arrow. It fires an arrow that deals 66 damage to the first target it hits, and it seeks up to an additional 2 enemies, dealing 33 damage. This can hit an enemy multiple times. Next ability is Multi-Shot, which does 60 damage to enemies within the target area. It's another cone attack. Her E ability is Vault, which dashes to the target area. You can use this as an escape, or to get in, or to block. Heroics, most people are choosing Strafe. It rapidly attacks visible enemies nearby for 15 seconds. It does prioritize heroes over minions. You can move and use Vault while strafing too. It goes for 4 seconds. Rain of Vengeance will cover in the guide. It's a bit more in depth, I want some stuff on it, but Hatred is her trait. Basic attacks grant a stack of hatred up to 10. Each hatred stack increases basic attack damage by 2% and movement speed by 1%. So we're going for a single target assassin build, so we're going to be taking Rancor. Each hatred stack increases attack speed by 1.5%. For our second one, we're going to take a Manticore. Every third basic attack against the same target deals 50% additional damage. We're going to be taking Searing attacks, so activate to increase basic attack damage by 50% for 5 seconds. Each attack does cost 15 mana though. Can be good for burning down those heroes fast. We're going to be taking Rain of Vengeance for our heroic. This is mainly to counter the Skeleton King and other heroes like this. 2 Shadow Beasts deal 560 damage to enemies within the target area, starting for 0.5 seconds per wave. Now, this is good because if the Skeleton King pops Entomb on you, puts you in that little tomb, this is what happens. You launch this, bam, stun, bam, stun. This stops the Skeleton King's Entomb from getting huge damage on you. If you have ranged heroes around you, you might be a bit screwed. But it's a good counter, it's a good talent. We're going to be taking Giant Killer for our level 13. This empowers your basic attacks against heroes. You're going to be doing 1.5% of their health per attack, so this is pretty good.
Choose a talent.
We're going to be taking Blood for Blood as our level 16. Give Valla some healing. You get 10% of the healing. And for their last attack, we're going to get Nexus Frenzy. Increases attack speed by 20% and attack range by 20%. This makes Valla, at full hatred, quite crazy. Okay, let's get these minions on. Let's have a look at this.
Let us move.
So, let's get some hatred stacks up. Alright, so we're level at 10 hatred now. Basic attack by 20%, movement speed by 10%, attack speed by 15% extra. So, when you've got this build, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Let's look at this burst on this tower. This is just basic attacks.
I am renewed.
So Valla does have a lot of lane push ability. She's a nice, easy hero to play with. Does high damage, can be used in nearly every situation. I do recommend her if you're starting to get into assassins. Next hero, we have a ranged support, Malfurion Stormrage. Stormrage is an Archdruid from the Warcraft series. He is an extremely good healer, had some changes to the patch which has made him really good. His abilities are Regrowth, heals the target ally for 42 health instantly, an additional 105 health over 10 seconds. Moonfire deals 30 damage to enemies within the target area, reveals them for 2 seconds. Tangling Roots roots enemies within the target area for 1.5 seconds, does 15 damage over the duration, and the effective area grows over 3 seconds. For his heroics, he has Tranquility, which heals 20 health per second to nearby allies over 10 seconds. Extremely powerful, especially at higher levels. His second one is Twilight Dream. For a short delay, deals 100 damage in a large area around you, silencing enemies, making them unable to use abilities for 3 seconds. Tranquility far outweighs that. And his trait is Innovate, which gives allied heroes 15% of their maximum mana over 5 seconds. So let's take a look at the build, shall we? Now, we're going to be doing a support healing build, so we're going to take Shando's Clarity. So it reduces Innovate's cooldown by 10 seconds for the first one. We're going to be choosing Rampant Growth. Increases the initial heal of Regrowth by 50%. Regrowth is now going to tick harder on that first heal, do some more healing for us. Enduring Growth is our next talent. Increases the duration of Regrowth by 6 seconds. More duration, more healing. We're going to be taking Tranquility for our heroic because this is just great. Great for team fights, so much healing. For the next one, we're going to be choosing Life Seed. You can choose Shrink Ray as well, but I feel Shrink Ray just doesn't have the utility. Life Seed, allied heroes damaged, they automatically gain this heal over time portion of Regrowth. It can happen every 20 seconds, so during team fights this can be quite handy. And we're going to be choosing Hardened Focus for our level 16. What this one does, we get faster cooldowns near full health. If we're over 80% health, our cooldowns refresh a lot faster, which is fantastic being a healer. For our last talent choice, we're going to be choosing Storm Shield. Gives all nearby allied heroes a shield. So now we've got the heals, now we've got the shields, we're ready to rock and roll. Minions are coming, let's do this, Malfurion. Oh look, it's another Malfurion. Here comes Arthas. How is he going to fight 2 Storm Rages? So there's the roots, they come out, give him a nice little stun. Got some healing going on as well. I'm waiting for Malfurion to get here, to get damage, but Arthas is just focusing the minions. Hit him with a Moonfire on the way out, yeah. Maybe Malfurion's going to take some damage from all these. I think he will. Let's get some heals on Malfi. There you are, buddy. Got our Storm Shield. Wham. 45-second cooldown. Does put shield everyone within that though, so quite good. The next hero in rotation is Sylvanas, the Banshee Queen. From the Warcraft series, my favorite character in this game and one of my favorite characters ever. Her utility is crazy. She can do full lane push, she can do hero fights, carries, you name it. We're going to be focusing on a more teamfight carry build, and this is what's going to go down. Let's go through her abilities now. Q is Withering Fire. Shoots the closest enemy for 25 damage, preferring heroes, and stores 5 charges. You gain a charge per every enemy killed, or 3 charges per hero kills. You can tap that Q button and fire away. If minions are dying while you're shooting, you're gaining charges. Sort of like a minigun. Her W is Shadow Dagger. This is one of the most important abilities she has. It's the basis of a lot of builds. It deals 10 damage and additional 40 damage over 2 seconds to targeted units affected around it. It spreads, so you watch that little dagger jump through everything.
I am not accustomed to waiting.
Her E ability is Haunting Wave. This sends a wave of banshees out that do 30 damage to all targets in it, but you can reactivate it, so press E again, and you will teleport to where the banshees last were. This can be used as an escape or a get in, chase, you name it, damage. Her heroic is Wailing Arrow. This shoots an arrow that can reactivate it to deal 140 damage, and it silences enemies in the area. They can't use their abilities for 2.5 seconds. It detonates when it hits its maximum range. This is great. This is such a great thing for team fights. Possession is forces an enemy minion to fight for you, gains 20% attack damage, costs 5 charges to convert a catapult minion. Not too much of a fan. Her trait is Black Arrow. Basic attacks and abilities stun minions, mercenaries, and towers for 1 second. If you're focusing a tower, it can't fire. Let's have a look at the build we're going to run, shall we? Okay, so for the Banshee Queen, we're going for a teamfight carry build. Now you can change this a little to a lane pushing build, but I find this is most effective for quick match and messing around with your team. Few options. If you are choosing lane push, you probably choose Barb Shot. Withering Fire deals 200% damage to minions and mercenaries, but I find by about mid game, you're pretty much crippling them and withering them as it is with these talent builds I'm about to choose. So we want to choose Lost Soul. So we reduce the cooldown of Shadow Dagger by 2 seconds. This is our main attack, so now it's gone from 10 seconds to 8, which is great. Our second one is going to be Envenom, so we deal 778 damage over 10 seconds to a hero through poison. This gives us a lot of 1v1 potential, especially on early game. They're going to try to run, you're going to Withering Fire them. It's going to be great. For our second one, this is another choice one. Depending on the map, you can use Remorseless. Use with using ability, your next basic attack within 3 seconds does 25% more damage. Or second choice is Life Drain. So Shadow Dagger heals for each enemy spreads to. Good for things like Tomb of the Spider Queen and other ones where lane push is really good, because you just throw that dagger in, watch it bounce around and watch your health skyrocket through the roof. For this, we're going to take Remorseless though for this build.
That will suffice.
For our heroic, we're going to take Wailing Arrow, of course. So as you can see, that's the Wailing Arrow range. When we launch it, we press the button again, that explodes. That's the silence. Very powerful. This other one is also another choice. She has so many choices. Her kit is so diverse. Splinter Shot Withering Fire hits a second enemy for 64 damage. That's the one talent of choice I choose. Evasive Fire, you gain 10% movement speed for 2 seconds whenever an enemy is hit with Withering Fire. It stacks up to 30%. This is great if you're getting focused in team fights and things like this. Allows you a bit more mobility to get out quicker. Mainly, I just choose Splinter Shot though. Hitting a second enemy is great. This one, we're going to be choosing Cold Embrace. Blood for Blood used to be very good when Sylvanas first came out, but then Blood for Blood got nerfed. So now Shadow Dagger makes enemies vulnerable to taking 25% more damage. Range of Shadow Dagger is reduced by 25%. This is an absolutely amazing talent.
Choose a talent.
For the last one, we're probably going to check Fury of the Storm. You can use Bolt of the Storm for a bit more mobility, but Sylvanas is already quite good with this. So our basic attacks chain to enemy minions and mercenaries. Now we've got the build in place. This is my optimal teamfight carry build. I love this build so much. It is so much fun. Let's see what it does to some minions and heroes. Here comes Arthas with his thing. Let's hit him with the Shadow Dagger, make him vulnerable. Look, watch this. That is crazy utility right there. The vulnerability spreads to all the enemies. Now he's silenced as well. He's poisoned. Off he goes, because he's a tank, he does live pretty easy though, but Shadow Dagger with the vulnerability. Towers go down quite quickly against Sylvanas. When she focuses on them, there's the little black cloud around it, it's not going to fire you. So that's Sylvanas, one of my favourite heroes in the game. I hope you enjoy playing her. She is just crazy fun. Wanting Wave to get out, oh look at that.
Give the order.
Great utility, great
You
kit,
have my
great hero.
thanks for now.
For the last hero we get Zeratul, melee assassin, only available if your profile is at level 15. Let's start with his trait. Permanent Cloak. He gains stealth when he's out of combat for 3 seconds, taking damage, attacking, using abilities, or channel reveals you. This is great. Great fun stealthing across the battlefield. He's not completely invisible. You can see a fuzzy shimmer around his character, so be careful because you are not completely invisible. His Q ability is Cleave. This does 75% damage to nearby enemies, swirl around him. Singularity Spike sticks to your first enemy, deals 100 damage, and after 1 second slows the enemy for 40% for 3 seconds. That's a huge slow. E is Blink. He teleports to the target location. This does not break your cloak. It's very important to know this. You can use this as an escape, to get in, to block, you name it. Heroics you have 2. R is his Shadow Assault. It's not great. I have seen it used to great effect, but Void Prison with the R is just the be-all and end-all. It's one of the best abilities in the game because it slows time to a standstill. Allies, enemies caught in this are invulnerable and they cannot do anything for 5 seconds. You're not affected by this. Pop it down, you're being chased by 5 enemies, snare them all, escape, get out of there, stealth. Extremely powerful. Zeratul is a quite hard character to play, so please be wary of that. He is very squishy, he dies very hard, but he can focus and burst like no one else's business. As I said, Zeratul can be quite a hard character to play, so there's a few different choices in this build. This is the one I choose. Greater Cleave increases radius of cleave by 33%. So that's normal cleave. Now we take some Greater Cleave. Check this out, a bit bigger. This is the point where things can go either way. There's 2 options here. Gathering Power is my talent of choice. This is a single target assassin build. This does massive damage. Gathering Power, takedowns increase your ability power by 1% to a maximum of 15%. Half this bonus is lost when you die. That becomes the hard part. If you're going to die a lot, don't choose this. You're better off choosing Focused Attack if you're going to die a few times, because that empowers basic attacks every 10 seconds. Your attack does 75% additional damage. For my build though, I don't tend to die so much. I'm very good at stealth and getting out. I'm going to choose that. Again, another one here. You can choose 2 talents. Follow through. After using your ability, your next basic attack within 6 damage does 40% additional damage. Quite bursty, although I find Zeratul to be a bit squishy, so I choose First Aid. Activate to heal 35% of your max health over 6 seconds. Really helps getting out. Level 10, Void Prison. Again, another one here. Wormhole is my talent of choice. 3 seconds you can activate Blink and return to where it was from. So there, Blink, press it again, you're back. You can use it to poke, chase, get out quickly. It's a great talent. Here's where things get really fun at level 16. You get double bombs. When you cast Singularity, you can cast another one straight after, does 50% of its damage. Double hitting a hero with this is fantastic. At level 20, things become super fun with Rewind. This resets your basic cooldowns. So you can basically throw out 4 bombs, 2 cleaves. With this, not much will survive through this. So here comes some minions. Let's have a look. Let's go up the top here because Arthas will be coming along the lane. There he is. So let's hit him with bomb. 1 bomb, 2 bomb, cleave, rewind, bomb, bomb, cleave. Massive damage. Zeratul is a fantastic hero. He is extremely hard to use well though with stealth mechanics. A lot of people will just try to use him as a normal hero and attack. His abilities needs to be poking, getting massive damage on isolated heroes, and getting back out. Use your First Aid when required. Thank you so much guys for watching. This has been my week's first video. It did come up a bit late because I decided I was going to do it late in the week, but every week these should be up on the rotation day for the week's rotational heroes. Please give me a like, give me a subscribe, shout out, share on Twitter, all that sort of thing. This will be a weekly event. I hope to bring new players in and get players who aren't confident in themselves getting into quick match with these builds. If you ever have any questions, feel free to send them my way.